right, hello, welcome. My name is Lal, the head coach at the Brentwood location in Los Angeles, California. I'm here with Taylor. We're going to be going through our first day of Fit Cert. We're going to be focusing on the second class component in an Orangetheory workout, the warm-up. But before we get started, we're going to go through a little icebreaker. Taylor, this one is called On an Island. So I'll go first. If I were stranded on an island, what piece of Orangetheory equipment would I want to have with me? So I think I'm gonna go with a red miniband. It's small, I can fit it in my pocket. I can go on a jog on the island, stop, work out, full body, upper body, lower body, jog back to my tent, my hut, whatever I have. So that's what I would take, is a red miniband.
Ooh, that's a good one. I would take a set of 15-pound dumbbells. I feel like it's medium. I can always change up my tempo when I'm performing an exercise so I could get a little bit more out of it. I could also double the weight up so then I have full 30s. And it's not too heavy. I could carry it around.
Awesome. Great. All right, so let's get back to today's session, the second class component of an Orangetheory workout, the warm-up. Okay, so do you have any questions from what you've read already in your Fit Cert book? Your workbook? Any questions before we get started?
No.
Okay.
No, not yet.
All right, so in the warm-up, you have 3 goals. It's very important to stick to these 3 goals. The first goal is get them signed in to OT Connect. Members come in the room, you just had a great lobby intro, right? High fives, they come in the room. The first thing you want to do is get them signed in to OT Connect. Second, most important thing is moving them into base. And then the third thing you want to focus on is giving them a preview, an overview of the entire workout. Okay, so those are your 3 things that you want to focus on when you're going through the warm-up. Now, the warm-up is important because this is the first few minutes of class that members have to prep their bodies and their minds for the workout that's coming up. All right, so they can warm up on the tread or the rower by walking, jogging, or rowing, right? And if it were a 3-group class or a strength 50, you would have a dynamic warm-up going on the floor as well. So let's stick to the 2-group format of the warm-up. Now, this is also important for you as a coach because you're gonna set the foundation, right, for the class, for the workout, for the entire workout, what's expected, and it's gonna get members moving properly through the warm-up as well. Now, timing is crucial. Right? So you have a certain amount of time, and it's kind of like a volley back and forth from the tread to the rower, right? So you're going to be volleying back and forth. You'll have 30 seconds to get the treads warmed up, first 30 seconds of class. So what will happen is, once they come in from the lobby, high fives, the SA usually starts the OTB clock. You'll start your clock, your Apple Watch, your clock, your whatever you have, and then you'll go through the first 30 seconds, and you'll start with the treads, right? So the first 30 seconds, getting the treads into their warm-up is, all right, treads, we're gonna sign into OT Connect. We're gonna hit the green start button at our waist level, and you're looking at 3 to 4 miles per hour, speed on the right, 1% flat road, incline on the left. So that should take no more than 30 seconds. Then you're gonna volley on over to the row group. You're gonna get them to their warm-up. So, rowers, you're gonna slide the seat forward. You're gonna sign into OT Connect. You're gonna adjust the foot plate, straps around the widest part of your foot, and then you're gonna grab that handlebar, shoulders width apart, drive back, getting that water to move, and you're looking at about 18 to 24 strokes per minute. That's your next 30 seconds of the warm-up. So timing is important. So that'll be the first minute. At the minute mark, you wanna volley back on over to the treads, and we're gonna move everybody into base, okay? So, base, you're telling the treads. The feeling, it's challenging but doable. The intensity is gonna be controlled by the speed or the incline depending on a power walker, jogger, or runner, all right? So, don't forget, got bikes and striders in the room sometimes, so we'll address them when we get to it. So, this is how we'll get the treads into base. All right, treads, this is something challenging but doable. Power walkers, 3.5 to 4.5 miles per hour, 1 to 3% on the incline. Joggers, 4.5 to 5.5 miles per hour, 1% on the incline. And runners, you're looking at 5.5 miles per hour or greater, 1 on the incline. All right, let's move into base. Again, the desired heart rate response here is that green zone. All right, treads, in 3, 2, 1. So that's your next 30 seconds. We're now at 1:30 into the start of the class. We're gonna volley back on over to the rowers. So the rowers, you wanna get them to focus on what you saw in your workbook, 4 phases of the row. So they're already going warm up, and we're gonna really have them focus on the 4 phases of the row. So the start position is 1, the drive, the finish, the return. So those are your 4 phases. On the start position, you want them to sit up tall, getting into a position where they're strong and able to control their power on the drive phase of the row. So as they drive, they push off of that foot plate. Hips move forward as the torso leans back, and that handlebar is going to float on into their sternum to finish the row. So the finish is the top of the row there, and then on the return, they're going to smoothly return to the start position, keeping the hamstrings activated. So a little bit more detail for the rowers, moving them into base. And again, the desired heart rate response is for them to hit that green zone. Now, once you get the rowers into base, you're gonna go into a quick workout preview for the workout, right? So you're gonna give the treads a kind of overview of what to expect. If it's a strength workout, all right, treads, we got some inclines coming up. All right, give them tips for success as well. So treads, we're gonna be looking at increased inclines and fixed active recoveries. So with that, you're looking at the daily beat as well. So you saw that in your workbook. You wanna reference the daily beat. So that's gonna be in your Fitbook, in the app. You can log on easily. You can see all the templates. I'm sure you read all of that already, Taylor. So, all right, once you look at the daily beat, you're gonna kind of give them an overview. All right, we got increasing inclines, fixed active recoveries, treads, tips for success. You're looking to try to maintain base here. And as the incline gets higher, we might need to adjust the speed down. Easy. Same thing for the floor group. So rowers, floor group. All right, on the floor today, it's a strength focus. We're looking at load and explode. So a strength power focus, maybe, if you will. So 6 to 10 rep range on the floor. You're looking at a weight that you can do 10 reps with, that you can do 6 reps with, but no more than 10. So we got a rep range, 6 to 10. And then tips for success, challenge them if they're able to do 10 reps or more with the weight they're using, challenge them to go up, to be successful, to build that muscular strength. So that is pretty much the warm-up, getting them to base and giving them the overview for the workout. Any questions?
No.
No
I'm
questions.
excited to try.
You're excited to try. So what we're gonna do first, Heather, so that was kind of like our base round. Now we're gonna go into a push round.
Ooh,
So
okay.
that's gonna be you, might get uncomfortable if you didn't read your workbook, right? If you didn't listen right now, which is you were very attentive, which is great. So we're gonna go into a push round. I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions. You're gonna answer them, and then we're gonna go into an all-out round.
Okay.
So the all-out round, you might get very uncomfortable, right? You might get very uncomfortable. All right, so push round. I'm just gonna ask you a couple of questions about the warm-up that I just explained to you. Do you have any questions before we start?
No, I'm ready.
You ready? All right, so what happens in the first minute of the warm-up on the rower? Just explain what the rowers would do on the warm-up.
They take a seat, they connect to their OT Connect tablets, they adjust their foot plates, they strap their feet in so it's around the widest part of their foot, they grab their handles arm shoulder width distance apart, and they just lightly start to row.
Very good. Very good. That's very good.
Whew.
Only thing I would say there, Taylor, is you want to tell them to focus on a 18 to 24 stroke rate
got it.
per minute. So that's the bottom left metric in the OT Connect screen. All right, very good. So what happens at the first minute of the warm-up? So we're at minute 1, so we went through 1 minute already in the warm-up. We're right at a minute mark. What happens next at the minute mark?
The treadmills get into base.
Very good. How do you get the treads into base? Can you kind of tell me the language of what you would say?
Yeah, treadmills will get into base. It should feel challenging but doable.
Yes.
Power, you could explain power walkers, joggers, and runners. So power walkers, 3.5 to 4.5 miles per hour, 1 to 3% on the incline. Joggers, 4.5 to 5.5 miles per hour, 1% incline. And runners, 5.5 miles an hour or greater, with that same 1% incline. You count them down into base.
Awesome. Countdown is 3, 2, 1, perfect. Get in the base. Wow, you would think she's already a coach. She's doing so good. All right, so one more question before we get into the all-out round, Taylor. What is important about the warm-up for members? Like, why? What's important for the why? Why do we need to get them in a warm-up?
It's just what we do, right?
Yes, it's what we do, but it gets members moving properly, and a real important thing is it gets their bodies prepped and their minds prepped for what's to come for the rest of the day and the rest of the class. So keep that in mind. You'll take notes on that. Wow. Are you ready to get into the all-out round now? I think you're ready.
I think so. I'm a little sweaty, but I think I'm ready.
Well, that's what all-out is. You should not be not sweaty. You shouldn't be dry. Okay, so Taylor, the all-out round will consist of you showing me. So we're going to get into more kinesthetic aspect of this training. So I'm going to ask you to take me through the warm-up, and I'll ask you what we do on the treads, what we do on the rower, and then we'll move from there through this warm-up.
Okay.
Okay, so you ready?
Yeah, do I need to do as if everybody is coming in, or they're already seated where they need to go?
Well, I'm just going to have you go back and forth, basically. You're going to show me, you're going to explain at the same time of what's happening. You're going to do it at that station. Sound good?
Perfect.
All right, so first, you just did your awesome lobby intro, right, as a coach. All the members are coming in. We're going to go, you're going to start your stopwatch. We're going to go through the first 30 seconds of the warm-up. What happens? Show me.
So treadmills step up under their belt.
Awesome.
They connect to their OT Connect tablet by finding their name and selecting go. They press the start button at their waist level. Speed is on the right, incline on the left. 3 miles per hour, 1% on the incline. That's their walking warm-up pace.
Awesome. She gets a gold star on that one. All right, next 30 seconds. What happens? Let's go. All around. Show me.
We
Let's
go to the rowers.
All right, we volley back to the rowers.
Grab their seat, slide forward. They take a seat. They connect to their OT Connect tablet as well, and then select go. They adjust their foot plate so that the strap is around the widest part of their foot, and then they strap in. Once they do, they grab their handles, arms are shoulder width distance apart, and then they slowly start to find 18 to 24 strokes per minute.
Awesome. So that's the next 30 seconds, correct?
Yes.
All right, what happens at the minute mark?
Now the treadmills have to get into base.
Treadmills have to get in the base. Let's do it.
So,
all right, treads, here we go.
Power walkers, it's 3.5 to 4.5 miles per hour, 1 to 3% on the incline. Joggers, it's 4.5 to 5.5 miles per hour, 1% incline. Runners, 5.5 miles an hour or greater, 1% incline. Treadmills get into base in 3, 2, 1, base.
Perfect. So that's a minute 30. What happens in the next 30 seconds of the
Now
warm-up?
the rowers have to get into
base. Rowers
base.
got to get in the base. Let's go.
So the rowers, you take them through the 4 phases of rowing. So the start, the drive, the finish, and return. So with the start, their spine is long, their hips are slightly back, and their shins are on an angle. They drive back using their legs. They generate the power from the legs. A subtle lean back. They bring the handles to the sternum. On the return, you release the arms first, swing the torso forward, and then all the way back to your finished position. So right where you started. So they're generating power to get into that challenging but doable feeling on the rows.
Awesome, Taylor. Now, one more thing. What happens next?
So there's still time. You take them through their workout preview.
Exactly. So I'm going to, real quick, all out round. This is a power focus. What are you telling them?
So today's class is power. We have 12 all-outs on the treadmill today. We'll focus on explosive movements on the weight room floor with squat emphasis, and on the rows, we're matching the treadmills with all-outs.
That was awesome, Taylor. So give a round for Taylor. She did a great job. Again, my name is Lal, head coach, Brentwood location, Los Angeles, California, Studio 0120. Thank you all so much. We'll see you soon.
Nice job.